Long ago, in the rugged wilderness of Israel, a future king lived as a fugitive. These men joined David when he was still running. He was being hunted by his enemies, seeking refuge in the shadows of the earth, far from the throne he was promised. But he was not alone for long. Word spread of his courage, and soon a strange company began to gather at the cave of Adullam. Many of them were in debt, distressed, and rejected by society. They were the broken, the lost, and the forgotten. But when they aligned themselves with David, a transformation occurred. Under his leadership, they became mighty, rising from the ashes of their past. They were no longer outcasts. They were a brotherhood of legends, known for their extraordinary feats and unshakable loyalty. Among them was Josheb-Basshebeth, one of the chief warriors. His strength was legendary and his courage was unmatched in the heat of battle. In a display of divine power and human skill, he defeated 800 men in a single battle, standing firm against an impossible tide. Then there was Eleazar. During a fierce encounter with the Philistines, the rest of the Israelite army retreated in fear. But Eleazar did not move. He fought the Philistines until his hand grew tired and stuck to his sword. His grip was so intense that his muscles locked. He refused to let go of his weapon until victory came to Israel. The Lord brought about a great victory that day, all because one man refused to abandon his post or his king. Next was Shammah. He found himself alone in a field of lentils when the Philistines gathered to attack. He stood his ground in a field of lentils. While everyone else ran away, he stayed and fought for the land. Shammah defended that small plot of ground as if it were the king's palace itself. He would not yield an inch. Once again, the Lord granted a magnificent triumph through the faithfulness of a single determined warrior. Then there were the three mighty men whose loyalty went beyond the battlefield. They overheard David longing for a drink. David sighed, wishing for water from the well near the gate of Bethlehem, which was then occupied by the Philistines. The three mighty men didn't hesitate. They risked their lives just to bring water to David, sneaking through the enemy lines. They broke through the Philistine camp, drew water from the well, and carried it back across the dangerous terrain. But when they brought it back to the cave and presented it to their leader, David didn't drink it. He was overwhelmed by their devotion. He poured it out before God as a sacred offering. He said, "This is the blood of men who risked their lives. I cannot drink something that cost so much." This act of worship honored the men and the God who sustained them. It showed the depth of their bond, from outcasts to heroes, from the distressed to the divine. This is the legacy of David's mighty men. Their story reminds us that no matter where you start or how much you have lost, greatness is possible. If you enjoyed this message, subscribe to our channel, like and comment. I believe.